Hey friends! Today we're going to get down to basics and talk about communication in general, both what it is and what it means when we do it. Of course, communication is an enormous concept that is made up of thousands of topics and perspectives. Still, we need to start somewhere, so let's start with a definition. At its most basic, to communicate is to share or exchange information. That's it! Thanks for watching this first and final video on my channel. What a good goof! As you can see by the timestamp, we still have plenty to talk about. Note that our definition doesn't say anything about talking or writing. Most communication that takes place in our daily lives doesn't rely on words at all. Our tone of voice, facial expression, posture, the clothes we wear, these are all ways to share information, and they aren't affected by language barriers. We don't need words to communicate. However, they are also extremely useful. Language is a uniquely human development that allows us to share information across time and space. Before the invention of video and audio recording, we preserved information through oral traditions, and eventually through written language. We also preserved information by making an art about it. Visual language is just as important as verbal language, which is one of the reasons why you're watching animation as part of this video. Used together, I can share more information in the same amount of time. Neat! So we have a general sense of how communication works. Now we can explore what it means, as individual people and as part of a long-standing human tradition. Let's get back to the roots of the word communication itself. Communication comes from the 14th century Old French communication, which in turn comes from the Latin verb communicare, to share, inform, literally to make common. Communicare comes from the Latin communis, public, shared by all or many, which comes from the Proto-Indo-European co, together, moen, exchange, shared by all. We each have our own minds and bodies, wholly and completely separate from every other person in the world, our private selves. To communicate is to take our personal internal experiences and to make them public, to share our inner selves with our outer world. It's beautiful and profound and terrifying, and it's a fundamental, I would argue the most fundamental, part of being human. Animals are born with the behaviors they need to survive. When humans are born, our primary behavior is to cry. Long before walking or feeding ourselves or anything else at all, we communicate. From the very beginning, we try to connect, to ask for help, to express an inner self we don't even understand yet. Brand new humans are also incredibly inherently vulnerable. Infants depend on other people to respond when they cry, to understand what they need, and to provide them with whatever that need is. Even if, especially if, that need is simply to be heard and understood. We tap into this vulnerability whenever we communicate, no matter how old of babies we are. In most contexts, public speaking is a considerably low-risk activity as far as our physical bodies are concerned. As I sit here recording this, the most danger I'm in is getting kinda thirsty, because I'm recording under a comforter. Why then is public speaking the number one fear for so many of us? Perhaps because the only time we're more vulnerable than sharing our inner selves with someone is sharing our inner selves with a bunch of someone's. As much as we would like to, we don't know how other people will react to us, or even if they'll understand us. Of course it's terrifying. The unknown, the uncontrollable, always is. Humanity is inherently social. We are driven to share our experiences and compare them to the experiences of others. We have an immense capacity for connection, so much so that it spills out onto other species and inanimate objects. The Latin communis is also the root of our word community, a group of people who have something in common, who share something. Whatever community we are a part of, we belong through sharing a part of ourselves. If you want to join in, you can like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, or reach out to me at these locations. Until the next video, thanks for watching. Remember, your words matter because your voice matters.